in the world because of his book. Hugh Hefner had the most prestigious club in the world because of his book. When I worked there, it wasn't but one Playboy club in the whole world. But people came in from all over the world because it was a status symbol. To have a key to the Playboy club is like having a Mercedes now. And people came in from all over. I mean, it became a tourist attraction for Chicago. And so when I get called down there, they say $50 for that one night. So I'm thinking, if I was working 7 nights a week, had no idea I would be one day. I said, it's 50. I didn't know it was that much money in the world. $50 a night times 7. So I go down there. And I'm not thinking of anything. I didn't know at the time that a Negro is not permitted to work a white nightclub. That's in all of America. And I remember not knowing that. I used to practice, what do you do when some white person yells something negative out or embarrass you? And so I used to practice with my wife, but it didn't work because she was too nice and kind. And then one day I did something, and she said something to me, and I heard that tone. I said, that's the tone I want. That's the tone. And then one night, I don't know how I got this little job in this little hick town. Look, Mishawaka, Indiana. So you don't have to say no more. So I'm in Mishawaka, Indiana. This little honky-tonk tapping. And somebody said, get that nigga off the stage. Now, quickly I knew, I have a fine mind. I don't have to be validated by white folks. And I say that at a time when most black folks did. These are your customers. The same people that go to the Chez Paris and to the big show in Vegas. This is their Vegas. This is all they know. They go there for their birthday. They go there when a friend's coming to town. And so these white folks there are your clients. You make your money on them. You ain't making a nickel on me because you paying me, and whatever I drink, you're not charging me. So what happens, and I figured this out for a while, what happens if you who bring me in, somebody and calls me a nigger, and the rest of your customers get upset or maybe even start a fight? Then that was really saying you was better off not bringing me in because I'm not going to be there. They said. So I was ready for it. And everybody just froze. And I said, that white boy called me all Rangers horse, called me Trigger. And everybody laughed. And after they laughed, and I said, come on, you don't be crazy. You know he called me a nigger. But my contract says whenever I hear the word nigger in here, I got to get $50 every time I hear it. So would y'all just stand up and say, nigger, 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 nigger. I'm out of it. There's no way you can feel sorry for me or embarrassed and laugh. So now I got him back. Now I'm off. You know, and the guy walk up and say, thank you. Jesus Christ. I wanted to hit him myself. And then the guy walks up and says, he's sorry. Sorry, I'd almost pay you, man. I've been trying to figure out how to get through this. So now I'm back at Hef one night. I have no money, and I don't know that white folks don't pay you that night. You know, you get paid through your agent. So I didn't even have car fare back. So I get on the bus, and I get off at the wrong stop, and it's a blizzard. And I look at my watch, and it's 7:45. And I meant to be at his place at 7:30, but because of the blizzard, everything was. And I got my suit and my little bag over my arm and my shoes. And I'm running. And I'm asking everybody, do you know where the Playboy Club is? And they say, you go down there. And about 8 blocks away in the blizzard, I see this huge sign that says Playboy. I'm praying, thank God. And I'm running. And I'm slipping and I'm sliding. And I run up on stage. The first time I didn't get to put my outfit on. And I started talking. And he had, so I had a thing where I asked people where they're from. Alabama. You know, I spent 20 years down there one day, and they just go crazy. You can just hear the laugh, the giggling. When you can go past laughing and get the giggling, man, that's when you're cooking. I was cooking so good that night, I wish I was sitting out there listening to me. And you could just feel it, and they was yelling out, I'm from so-and-so, Mississippi, I'm from so-and-so. And so I said, oh, I was in Mississippi, and I sit in a restaurant for 5 days, only to find out they didn't have nothing on the menu I liked. And then another guy yelled out, I said, oh yeah, I was in Biloxi, Mississippi. I said, I was there, and walked into the restaurant, and the white waitress said, yeah, can I help you? And I looked at him, I said, I like a whole fried chicken. And then I said, and she left, and these 3 boys walk in, Ku Klux Klan, and they went off. It's probably Klansmen in the audience, right? And said, nigga. She brought the chicken. I said, nigga, what are you doing in this restaurant? I said, come in to eat. Well, whatever you do to that chicken, we're going to do to you. And so the fact it was a whole chicken, so I said, I just parted it and kissed this butt and say, line up. And they just went off the hook. And at 12 o'clock, I was still on the stage, midnight. And at 12:15, Hugh Hefner came in. They woke him up. And about 1:30, I walked off. And everybody, the lights came on. You thought Jesus had came down and kissed Christians. They loved it. They just, you know. I was honest. I wasn't disrespectful. I wasn't mean. I wasn't bitter. And from that, Hefner brought me back for 2 weeks. That was the first time in the history that a Negro comedian have been booked in a white nightclub. When I met you, you had a courage when no one was bringing in blacks or minorities and let you stand flat-footed in America and just talk. You brought me in. You didn't give me no lecture. You came to a black nightclub in Chicago and saw me, and the next thing someone said, Hef, I want you to work the Playboy Club. You gave me no instructions. I was there. And I come here tonight to say, not to roast you, because had you not had the guts you had back then, we black comics that the world have been able to look at and understand our genius, we would be in some pot now roasting in debt and wondering when we're going to make it. So I say, I love you. We thank you. God bless you, my brother, in America.
I project myself outside of myself, and I talk to myself when I'm speaking. I project myself outside of myself, and I talk to myself when I'm speaking.
Give yourself another round of applause, man. It's the Hood Mystic. Representing hoodmystic.com, ColumbianExperience.com, WhiteRabbitPsychedelics.com. Today we're talking about rare energy, okay? This is the daily energy reading where we combine spirituality, occultism, and astrology to tie into the energy of the day. We say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And if we say that, then we have to acknowledge that those days were named after gods, planets, deities, however you look at it. So if we don't understand and overstand the naming and the energy over what we are calling a day, how you're going to spend 24 hours, then you're probably going to be under some archonic rule, some robot, zombie, droid, and not knowing what hit you and why it hit you. I'm here to tell you that your energy, your being, your life, your existence is rare. You are a rare being. So give yourself another round of applause. You are uncommon, you are different, you are unique. And when we talk about the world and people, you have to understand that about yourself. Because if you don't understand that about yourself, you're going to be really confused in this life. Mercury gives us a super power. Okay. Today is Wednesday. This day is ruled by Mercury. And today we have a superpower called laughter, love, creativity. You too serious, you too angry, you trying to figure it out, you trying to be successful in life, you trying to make it work, trying to rekindle the old flame with your baby daddy, got you in a lower frequency. Today we're going to talk about laughter. The intro had Dick Gregory in reference to Hugh Hefner. Now, this is a channel, this is a download that took place when they both transitioned, I think, in a relative time. I think one was like 2019 and the other one was in 2020. When they transitioned, their spirits had communicated to me. I did not know that they were. I listened to Dick Gregory quite extensively, but I'd never heard that story about him and Hugh Hefner. Um, I used to read Playboy magazines as a youngin'. It's hard to get one off on them though, because the girls be looking crazy. You ever tried to rub one off to a Playboy model? It does not work the same. I needed to get big booty, juicy, black women or something. Like I needed that type of energy. I couldn't get right with the Playboy, but the Playboy had good articles. I guess I did never was old enough to intellectually digest what was happening. All of that to say, I wasn't the biggest Hugh Hefner fan, nor was I the biggest Dick Gregory fan. But when they channel energy to me by the way of bunnies, I was seeing bunnies everywhere. And this was real weird to me because I feel like I ain't never seen a bunny in my life. I went from never seeing a rabbit, never seeing a bunny to seeing them every day. It almost seemed like they was following me. And then in my studies, the George Floyd tragedy took place, and then I started to do research on Minneapolis. Minneapolis is named after a deity or an energy called Minnehaha, which connects to Nanabohzo, which is a rabbit. So I'm doing this research. This world changing cataclysmic event is happening. It's dealing with bunnies. I'm getting this channel from Hugh Hefner and Dick Gregory telling me, yeah, you about to be rich. You about to be successful. You about to get it all together. Meanwhile, I'm living in my in-laws' basement feeling like Boo Boo the Fool. However, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience and I never give up. I just kept, being positive, doing good work. And with all of that being said, it culminated into White Rabbit Psychedelics. It was a journey. I'm not getting into the whole entire journey, but it all started from a channel. It started from an animal totem. I was being stalked by rabbits, and I said, okay, I'm going to create something. I'm going to monetize something around this rabbit. And the rabbit is centered in comedy, commerce, fertility. Ended up having another child during this time. And so I this it's like a deep thread that I'm trying to explain. And I'm going to give you the words, and it's like a sandwich, right? A sandwich is multiple different things that you stack on top of each other and you eat it all at the same time. That's what this video is about. We're talking about Mercury. We're talking about rabbits. We're talking about Dick Gregory. We're talking about Hugh Hefner. We're talking about sex. We're talking about laughter. We're talking about comedy. We're talking about changing the world. We're talking about understanding our plight, understanding our future, making major transformations in our life. That is the sandwich. Another way that I could explain this is laughing at your life, as opposed to taking your life seriously, got you smoking goddamn 5 packs of cigarettes a day because you stressed out over nothing. Your parents don't like you, your kids don't like you, your girl don't like you, whether you did something or not. You out here doing hard drugs because you can't laugh, because you can't enjoy yourself, you can't enjoy your energy. So that to me is one of the biggest tragedies when we are trying to discuss spiritual things and spiritual development. People is taking everything so very serious. So when we talk about Wednesday, we talking about Mercury. So let's just dive into the energy. The title of this video is Rare. Now, the reason that I called this video Rare is basically based on the etymology. What does rare mean? Thin, airy, porous, as opposed to dense. So when you think about energy that is tied into school, relationships, buying a house, uh, a car, a large purchase, a medical bill, all of these energies are dense, meaning that they happen all the time, they're highly relatable, and many people know a lot about it. When we talk about rare, we're talking about something that is thin, airy, or porous, meaning that it is few in number. It's not it's not normal. It's not going to happen and you can barely see it. It's almost rare is the shit that's a part of you that you can't see, that is not regular or normal. It requires for you to tap into a side of you that is not connected to the common mental experience. Full of empty spaces. If you've been following the channel for the past 3 days while we've been doing these daily energy readings, this will bring you back to sacred. What is the etymology of sacred? The etymology of sacred is hallowed. Hallowed. When something is empty. So the spirits are giving you a clear way of how to handle the whole entire thing right off the rip. But when you dealing with people who are either new to spirituality, people who are OG vets in spirituality, and just the regular population, they take shit too damn serious. Can we put a ones in the chat? If the rare energy haven't really been brought out, why what am I talking about? Say for instance, you spiritual and you going for the big numbers and the big bucks, right? That's very dense energy. Now you got a lot of people in your space that's just hitting you at mumbo jumbo and spam. Now, what's real? A small, intimate setting. If I got 10 people on this live, it's cool for me because I know that my talks ain't for everybody. I'm out and about in real life. I can't just hit them with the hot science at the coffee shop. they're gonna be looking at me weird and crazy. All they need to know is that I want an Americano over ice. My name is Kyrie, and that's about it. I'm working on my laptop, minding my business, like every other good, upstanding white man in this place. So when we talking about being rare, we're talking about setting yourself apart from the population. And it's not hard. It's about being empty, being intimate, almost you better at one on one. But if you 1 on 5, that's cool. 1 on 10, that's cool. You start getting into larger numbers, you going to then have to deal with the variation of people and the probability that the people within this setting is batshit crazy. And then when you trying to corral and correct and trying to get it to where we all on the same page, that's not even the person's intention. This some old school pimp shit, right? A girl is always trying to break up your stable. That's just something you got to know. So if you building a online community because you want to do e-commerce and they tell you you got to have a community or it's best to have a community, serve your community, things of that nature, cool. But understand that everybody is not your friend. And the more you can't check a person, the more that they probably not really fucking with you in the first place. People are weird and you'll never understand how they think. And another level to this whole game, which I'm realizing, is that people can easily be possessed by the spirit that wants to hold you back in life. Was that too deep? Was y'all ready for that one? Do I need to run it back, Turbo? I said people are easily possessed by the spirit that wants to hold you back in life. And if you don't recognize it, what you will do is get into confrontations with these people. And once you get into the confrontation, the goddamn spirit won. That is what the spirit wanted to happen. It wanted the negative energy to come up within you. Forget about your purpose, forget about your path. And then you sitting there in your room like Brandy trying to figure it out. But you letting the spirit kick your ass because it's pulling you into a dense, lower vibrational energy. It's not, listen, it's spirits out here in this world, bro, sis. And they possess the people that you love the most. Isn't it ironic? One's in the chat, if you ever had an experience with a person when you first met them, it was wonderful and beautiful to the point where you leaving them and you feeling like this motherfucker is demonic. You feel like this person is possessed. And you want to work it out because you thinking that you making a relationship with the person that you first met. But when you working it out, that's like you working it out with a demon. That's like you saying, all right, prison guard, you can lock me in here. I don't mind. I didn't do no crime, but I want to stay here for life. That's what it's like when you working it out with these motherfuckers. So if you can understand and understand your energy is rare and it's leading you to places, then you should also enter and understand that people can specifically hold you back or propel you to the next level. Maybe this is too deep for the intro. As we stated earlier, today is Wednesday. If you live in America, today is Wednesday. If you got a job, today is Wednesday. If you ever went to school, today is Wednesday. If your favorite show, goddamn, French press got the gangster lean. This is for my homies in the ghetto, in that gangster lean. Hey, that is crazy. That's crazy. That's kind of crazy. A nigga rode by in a motorcycle playing OJ's for the love of money, right? Nothing is by coincidence. Everything happens right and exact. So today is Wednesday. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is a Roman god, a Roman understanding of a very ancient energy. Mercury is taken from a god of tradesmen and thieves, and Mercs is Etruscan. Mercs is an Etruscan god. When you deal with the Etruscans, you deal with the ancient black Greeks that created the whole Greek civilization. Everything that is Greek is actually Etruscan, ladies and gentlemen. The reason that you don't know that is because Etruscans are black people. That would mean that everything that people study under the guise of Roman and Greek mythology is actually black mythology. If you don't get the black Etruscan deity, Mercs, you don't get Mercury, ladies and gentlemen. It's not an original thought. It's not an original European thought. Unfortunately, all us. This energy, this deity is multifaceted. Think about like if you started a company with 6 of your homeboys, y'all would have multiple roles. Well, the same role to get the same thing accomplished. So if I'm doing marketing, then I would do ads and promotion and selling. I'm doing 3 things under the marketing department. So when we talk about Mercury, Mercury is dealing with creativity and laughter, which is how you make your money by being creative and making people smile. One's in the chat. When was the last time did you make somebody intentionally smile, intentionally happy? Let me get a 2 in the chat if it's never. You be too all up in your own feelings. Really? Mhm. You too busy being mad at your baby daddy. Too busy being mad at your baby mama. When was the last time you intentionally made somebody smile, made somebody laugh, made somebody specific, for a lack of better words, happy, did something for them that you knew that they would enjoy? When have you did that for yourself? Now, the question will then be, I need some money. That's the next question from being sad. That's why I'm never sad, because I never want to be broke. I never. Called me NBA old man, nigga. Never broke again, old man. What the hell? I want to join NBA with you, young boy. Never broke again. Now, as serious as you take life, as serious as you take your existence, that's the level of brokenness, the level of creativity. See, you can have a lot of money and be in a negative disposition and blow it all chasing highs. Because now that you got the money to actually attain the high, you're going to be doing the thing, doing the thing, doing the thing, and now you broke. There's always that girl, always that guy flossing on social media, maxing out their credit cards, and it's like, why you stop going to the foreign places? They stop being fun. Oh, you don't got no more money to do it. Okay. You sad about that? Well, you better get up. Like it's something to getting over shit. It's something to figuring out how to be, don't worry, be happy. So let's talk about how when I was going through my channel with Dick Gregory and Hugh Hefner, because they both represent the Playboy Bunny, all you got to do is watch the intro. That was one of the craziest things I ever watched. Once I just like put it all together, I did not know Dick Gregory and Hugh Hefner. He literally gave him his shot, and they worked for Playboy. And they was telling me about White Rabbit. And they was telling me it like on some trippy shit, like the White Rabbit, follow the White Rabbit, Alice in Wonderland. It's a song called White Rabbit. Like it's out there, like it's out there in real life, but you might not be able to tap into it because you so concerned with paying your bills, which is ironic. When you able to kind of let go and let loose, you able to pay your bills. The saddest thing that a person is experiencing right now is that they sad because they broke. That's the saddest a nigga ever gonna be. One's in the chat. What's the saddest you gonna be when you ain't got no money in that bank account? When you look at that bank account and that shit say zero, that's sad energy. Even if you're not broke, even if that's the reality to your life, that's still a emotional boundary. Because your emotions is tied into something that's not even real. Now we can break through certain barriers through our mind, through our body to deal with our cosmic reality. When your body stop moving, that don't mean that your soul stop moving. Your soul will actually be able to move further and wider, more than your body could ever do. When you just relax the body and relax the mind, it's like the smallest version of you has the most power, and the part of you that don't know shit makes all of the decisions. When you don't meditate, when you don't relax, feel free, don't worry, be happy. Nanabohzo, also known as Manabohzo, Wanabohzo, Nana Bush, Nana Boo Boo. When we was little kids, we would say Nana Nana Boo Boo. That's Nanabohzo, a god revered by the OGB pop. The basically when your grandma said we got Indian in our family, them people who saw him as a creator, trickster, and culture hero. There are a couple of people that take the mantle of this energy. They pass it around like it's hot potato. It go from Cat Williams, whoever Shannon Sharp interviewing that week is the Nanabohzo. Right now it's Charleston White. He got some fire right now. Drewski, all of these comedians. What's their purpose? What's the purpose of a comedian? The purpose of a comedian is to make you laugh. Why is that so important to a human being? Why do the comedians have so much clout? You ever thought about that? Wondered about that? Ever put two and two together? So a situation happened in your life and you taking it serious. You taking it so serious and you sad and depressed, and then you watch a comedy show and now you laughing again. And it's putting you in a different trajectory emotionally, putting you in a different trajectory behavior wise, putting you in a different trajectory action wise, all because you started laughing. Do you know you can go many, many years, many decades without even cracking a smile or laughing, depending on how you set your life up? how your mindset is. That's why the rabbit connected to the moon, also connected to the mushroom, because the mushroom is going to just sprout miraculously. And more than likely, the reality of the mushroom is a serotonin balancer if done correctly, right? If done correctly, it's a serotonin balancer. When you deal with serotonin, serotonin is known as the happiness hormone. So back to happiness, laughter, creativity. This is the way. This is the way. When you begin to enjoy life at a sincere level, enjoy yourself at a sincere level, you look in the mirror and you see a motherfucker that you don't like, those are real emotions. You don't look in the mirror because you don't like that person so much. You just pushing through life, throwing on a wig, forcing your way through it. That is not the way to success. I seen a nigga with some Nietzsche shorts on, just pushing his way through life. The shorts was like half, they was sagging on the left side, but up on the right side. Like he tried to pull them up, but he's just like, man, fuck it, I got shit to do. So now his goddamn shorts is halfway up, halfway down. This nigga looking like an episode of SVU. Like somebody get help. But that's the world that we live in. Niggas taking this shit so serious, not even showing up in their proper light. Like I'm saying, I'm talking about a lot of different things. It's a sandwich. It's layered. You can bear witness to a sandwich all day long. So stop acting like spirituality have to be straightforward and lead you into some shit that's not even going to help you. So let's bring it back to me. Let's bring it back to me. Have y'all been enjoying these daily energy readings so far? Or they ask? Doodle emoji or one in the chat. I'll be needing to know. Why are we talking about Nanabohzo energy? Why are we talking about Mercury energy? Because Mercury is in Gemini. When we talk about Mercury in Gemini, it is exalted in Gemini, meaning that it's King Dookie when it's in Gemini. Mercury is Gemini, Mercury is Virgo. It's multiple layers. It's a burger, it's a cheese, it's a ketchup, it's a pickle, it's a bun. And sometimes I seen sandwiches where the lettuce is the bun. It's all sandwiches. Mercury is, when we go back to Nanabohzo, it states that he is a creator. Do y'all see how that work? Can you begin to understand and understand how that laughter, creator energy kind of, it's like from the chaos, which is a feel good energy, creating all of life so you could just be at your home comfortable, relaxing, seeing what's on TV. Mercury is square Neptune and Pisces. So when we talk about this particular energy, this particular transit, Neptune is on his trippy shit. Neptune is exalted in Pisces as well, right? Neptune and Pisces is like Shiva doing the work of the world. Like it is the ultimate of ultimates because the North Node is in Pisces and it's like becoming this better version of yourself from the deepest spiritual level by being a humanitarian, having a heart to help people, and actually meeting up with your soul tribe, realizing that your soul tribe is not your actual family, it's your family that you have been cultivating over multiple lifetimes, over lifetimes, over lifetimes. And when you talk about your real family, y'all are trauma bonded. Y'all are trauma bonded. When it's laughter, it's liquor. But the laughter and the liquor is just y'all being possessed by the spirits. When we get into what true laughter is, from Libernal and the Psychonaut, you must read for spiritual practitioners. Laughter is the gateway to all spiritual understanding, understanding, and overstanding. If you take this shit too serious, what am I seeing when I meditate? What am I supposed to see? What's supposed to happen? I meditated, ain't nothing happen. Why ain't I go through the portal like you said, Hood? I ain't see no fire goddess when I meditated. It just be dark. I don't think meditating is for me. You got something else that I can do besides meditate? Hood, you see this article about how it's different forms of meditation? I was just showing you that because probably you ain't know. You always talking about meditation. Neptune and Pisces is where you let go and let God. It's where you let your God force energy take over. Mercury and Gemini is specifically telling you this is how you tap into who you are. You have to laugh through the portals. Because all of the spirits is laughing their asses off. Imagine transitioning, getting into heaven. Like, oh, this shit ain't even that bad. I was fearing this shit for what? Nah, 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 nah. I cannot believe it. It was so fun. Your ancestors be like, nigga, you better hurry up, nigga. It's fun. It's cracking up this bitch. You be like, Grandma, why you leave me? She be like, shit, I should have left her out sooner. Y'all niggas should have pulled the plug. Had me on that goddamn ventilator all that time, nigga. Hey, it's cracking up this bitch. Mercury is a trickster energy. So Mercury is at the Sabian symbol of 10, if I'm not mistaken. And this is where we get into the rare energy. The Sabian symbol is 10, overcoming physical limits. When you talk, a lot of the like tarot cards in Mercury is dealing with a lot of different types of energies, such as family, such as soul work, such as like brothers and sisters, twin flame energy. All of these particular dynamics are either going to like propel you or hold you back. And one of the things that we realize as spiritual beings is that we have no control over what family we were born into under the aspect of if they caused us trauma or not. Meaning that we are not responsible for that. So we have to begin to learn how to heal from the people that harmed us. It's like you cannot expect a solution from the person that harmed you. Because if that solution was in them, they would have never harmed you in the first place. Sometimes people are possessed. and we just don't understand the science of it. This material plane is not an absolute restriction. With extraordinary struggle, we can develop supernormal abilities, uncovering the majestic power of the mind. Now, though, you cannot really get to this power of the mind if you are in we have to fight the system, I can't believe you voting for Trump type of bag. At this point, whether you vote for Trump or Biden, it gotta be funny as hell. No, but if Trump is gonna be serious, no, but Biden is gonna be serious. Like, they already been president, and you still ain't got it right with your baby mom. So what do they presidency got to do with your relationships and your finances and how you make it in life? Really, what does it have to do if they already both been president? Couldn't be no worse than it already has been if you really think about it. So the force of gravity is a basic way of saying everything around you, right? Your family members is going to be like, "Hey, you come into the reception, right? Right? You come into the get together, right?" That's a force of gravity, and you knowing for sure that you don't want to drink or eat meat and do none of that shit that they doing, but you gonna be in there. The barbecue gonna be smelling good. Everybody gonna be having fun, and your vegan diet is now over with because now you deep diving in glizzies. You going glizzy crazy up at the get together with the fam. That's a force of gravity. You waking up with the bubble guts, feeling crazy. You do have the opportunity to fly up outside of that force of gravity. You can't tell these niggas no. No, I ain't gonna make it today. At a certain level, if you don't have that within your family and friends, I would even say with your wife and husband, if you don't have the ability to say, get the fuck out of here, I'm not doing that shit, then you under the force of gravity and you could get pulled off course at any moment. We all, as spiritual beings, should be able to say, "No, I ain't doing that shit. That's not a part of my path." That's how you able to fly. If you feel compelled to do what your baby daddy want just because y'all got kids together, you would be off your path because y'all got kids together, and that's just an L that I'm not strong enough to take that L personally because we family. We family. Blood is thicker than water. Sounds good. But you can go through all types of shit with that whole energy of we family. You would go through all the shit that you're going through, having family there the whole time. So you're gonna go through what you're gonna go through, and you're gonna be trauma bonded to these people, or you're gonna fly. And it's not to say that you hate people or you dislike people. You just choosing laughter over trauma because you are actually in the healing journey. You're not in the feel sorry for myself journey or let's drink and eat ourselves into oblivion and act like we love each other. So we gonna eat this meat. We gonna show up to each other's hospital beds, and then we gonna show up to each other's funerals. Cause that's what we did. We ate and drunk our whole lives, and then we'll be like, "You on that blood pressure medicine? Mm-hmm. How's it treat you? Any side effects? No, I just make my right side be shut down for like parts of the day, but it's all right. Yeah, then I got to take another pill to help my right side balance up, but it make me have diarrhea. Mm-hmm. Yeah, same thing happened to me. Mm-hmm. Being able to overcome fear opposes the power of death to limit our sense of immortality. Some rare people. So if it's not a million people in this chat, that's understood. I'm talking to rare people, people who are thin, airy, porous, few in number, seldom found, very infrequent, full of empty spaces, hollow, consecrated, sacred, rare people. What does a rare person do? They refuse to be subject by any external power. Any external power. Prove to me that you're not possessed by the demon that's trying to hold me back in life. That's what I tell people. I look them straight in the face. When they want to bring drama, prove to me that you're not possessed by the spirit that wants to hold me back in life. That will shut a person down in an instant. Because now the spirit have to say his name. Once you know the spirit's name, you can rebuke the spirit, but the spirit is always going to live because you love the spirit. You love the mama, you love the daddy, you love the kids, you love everybody that's a part of your family circle. You love them deeply, but some of those people can be possessed. Every crime committer is somebody's child. Every person that have ever committed a crime came from somebody that's somebody's baby. I love him. I changed his diapers. This nigga a whole savage. Doing nothing but the devil's work. But you can't understand that you are rare and you destined to be something greater than what God put you, than what you actually doing. So you want to be subject to the external power called family and friends. You know, it's Saturday, we going to Florida. Bitch, you can't afford to go to no motherfucking Florida. Your ass got $1,000 in your bank account. You about to be broke and you know you got to pay rent on the 1st. What's today's date? The 19th? It's hot as hell in Florida. Like literally hot as hell. Like it might be changed to hell during June and July. But you don't never come to the family come togethers with us. You always be, I can't come now. Shit. Maybe when I get my money up, I'll be able to go next year. But this year, I refuse to be subject to any external power. We're talking about Mercury and Gemini at the 10-degree Sabian symbol. Only rare people refuse to be subject to any external power. When we get into the science, or if we, well, we have, but just a quick summary, or you can look it up. When you get into the summary of the Hyoka, when the colonizers came into America, the Hyoka or the sacred clowns was the people that they targeted. They didn't kill the warriors because you can pay a warrior to fight for you. That's easy work. Get these niggas $100, they do all types of weird shit. That's easy peasy work. The people that you gotta actually suppress is the sacred clowns, is the comedians. So the Drewskis, he gonna get paid a lot of money by some type of entity to only talk about what we want you to talk about. Yeah, make people laugh, but don't awaken yourself. Don't laugh too much, nigga. Because if you laugh too much, you're gonna awaken your God power. When you understand, if you can laugh about some of this shit, you better be able to laugh about all of this shit because this is just a joke. God is a trickster. God is a funny guy. But the ways of the colonizer is to make you feel bad. And mainly you feel bad because, you know, some transition have happened. You have lost somebody. But that's exactly where you're supposed to pivot and smile. No matter what's going on physically, no matter what's going on in your life, Your mind has not been touched. Your soul has not been touched. Your intelligence has not been touched. And the reason that you know it has not been touched is when you are able to channel a laugh. So, one of the most powerful rituals, powerful money magics is to just start laughing. Laugh for 5 minutes straight. That's an excellent banishing energy. If you got the most demonic motherfucker in front of you, just start laughing. Because the demonic entity, it feeds off of a particular hormone that you possess called cortisol. That's the demon's food. And cortisol is whenever you stress, sad, or out of shape, fatigue, can't get right. And so you be in these states of mind. So the demon can feed off of your energy. You not really sad. You know you don't give a fuck about that nigga. Keep it a buck. You about to throw in that dress and get you a new nigga tomorrow. I'm 39 years old. I'll be 40 in a few months. One thing I know for sure, you gonna find another nigga. It might be an older nigga. It might be a nigga that ain't got enough as much money as your last nigga. But hey, this is Clarence. This is my new boyfriend. Hey, Clarence. But now you want to be sad and depressed because he left and all of that. But you know that you don't give a fuck. You know you gonna move on. You gonna sit here. He said some shit like, "You ain't gonna never find nobody like me." I ain't never gonna find nobody. I ain't never gonna find nobody. You sit there and ruminate on that energy, and that's not even a fact. Cause soon as you throw on them red dress, put on those high heels, some of that sweet perfume, it's on and popping again. You start sniffing your ass. You walk outside with a sundress on with no pennies. You sit down. You like, oh shit, I'm me. I forgot. I forgot I was me, bitch. I was tweaking. What the hell? Hey DJ, cue that sexy red. Where the niggas at? Where the niggas at? Like, people don't like saying that, but that's real. We seen that. So we talking about laughter, man. And we talking about an amazing channel that I got from these two powerful souls, man. Uranus energies, man. That's like, I know they changed my life. And me personally, I just used to listen to Dick Gregory videos just nonstop, constantly listening to Dick Gregory videos. And sometimes I know what he talking about. Sometimes he be losing me. I ain't even gonna lie. Um, but when the channel hit you and it hit you so strong, and I was just so enthralled with the bunnies, and I also did a little sex work back in the days. You know what I'm saying, working with the girls and shit. So I understand Hugh Hefner too. You know, I understand that. That's always, I'm still intrigued by the sex worker culture, right? I think that's a part of my makeup. I don't You don't really get to choose what you interested in and what you're not interested in. And it's a lot of, fucked up shit in the world. But at the same time, we have to learn how to laugh. So I thought this was interesting. And then I'll get into the science of the day, which is, if you don't know, laughter and why it's a necessary component to your spiritual development. In this day, in this time, in this age, one thing I know about people, they not laughing because one, it ain't no Fridays. Next Friday is coming out in the movie theaters. The Tubi movies be crazy. All the shit y'all be watching, it be like blood and guts and guns. And it be like, the murders is so realistic. And it's like, bruh, I don't want to watch no shit like that. Like, it ain't no funny movies, right? So what the colonizer has done, instead of whipping us with chains and all of that, it has whipped us into a frenzy of self-hate and hating one another. So Dick Gregory is a comedian, a social satirist, and a Negro pioneer. In little more than a year, he climbed from $10 a day car washer to 5,000 a week headliner. So do y'all see the connection between comedian from $10 a day to $5,000 a day? Okay. Mercury, took it from the word mercs, which means merchandise or market. Then when we look at Dick Gregory, a comedian that went from $10 a day to $5,000 a week headliner, doing what some said he shouldn't do. That's a rare person that doesn't have the external world lead him. Because if he was to do what some said he shouldn't do, he wouldn't be in the position that he is today. He wouldn't be the groundbreaking comedian. He wouldn't be who he is. When we talk about this spiritual development, and it's going to be days and days and days of work, of integration and understanding and overstanding, one of the fundamental things that we should understand is that we have to do what people say that we shouldn't do. When I told my family that I wanted to start a business, they legit told me that I should get a job at Burger King. And I still think about that because as I'm running the business successfully, if I just think like I could have just went to Burger King and said, fuck it. It's been times when my family said you need to get a job, and that really lowered my vibration to the point that I really needed to get a job because I internalized that shit. So if you round people that's telling you what you should or shouldn't do, you're gonna internalize it, and you're gonna think that what they're saying has some validity to it at one level or another. In your subconscious mind is going to matter. That's why it's better to just don't tell people what you got going on and just do it without anybody's input. Even if they're going to be positive about it, you don't need support. You don't need help. The power is within you. And I'm not saying that you don't need support and don't need help. I'm saying that you don't need support and help from the niggas that you think you need help and support from. That's a motherfucking fact. You can I guarantee the person that you think you need help from is not the person you need help from. I guarantee it. Doing what some said he shouldn't do, most said he couldn't do, but what Gregory knows he must do, tell the truth about segregation so that it brings smiles instead of hurt. His method. Once I get them laughing, I can say anything, right? So that goes into once you begin to laugh, you can do and become anything. And if your situation and your mindset and your disposition is so very serious, then that is not the way to enlightenment. So we're going to reference this as a way to understand and understand metamorphosis, transitioning, because what is metamorphosis? Metamorphosis is Nanabohzo because Nanabohzo is a shape shifting spirit. He metamorphosizes as a bunny, as a comedian, as a plant, as a son, as a creator. It's even said in The Food of Gods by Terence McKenna that the whole world is created through language. But what kind of language? Laughter, happiness, joy. This is the mode of creation because this is the mode of spirits. True spirits are always laughing. So when you want to tap into real spirituality, start laughing. So metamorphosis. Metamorphosis, the transmutation of the mind, Mercury rules the mind to magical consciousness has often been called the great work. This is from Liber Null in the Psychonaut. Everybody got to have this book. Phil J. Carroll is one of the most transformative books. And for a spiritual practitioner that's trying to journal and take notes and get serious about their spiritual life, you need to go through this book, study this book, understand this book, and apply the knowledge in this book. Because what your mind is doing is not doing magical shit. Your mind is in a space of normality, reality. And reality is reality. The mind is a completely magical place. The mind and reality are two different modalities. But when your mind is so connected to this reality and not into the astral, not into the spiritual, the celestial, it's limited by what it can actually be. Your power does not come from the reality. Your power comes from the God celestial realm. And let me go ahead and, well, it won't go let me move it. Anyways, well, let me see if I could do a little different layout. Yeah, that's better. Much better. It has a far reaching purpose leading to eventually the discovery of the true will. Even a slight ability to change oneself is more valuable than any power over the external universe. Even a slight ability to change oneself is more valuable than any power over the external universe. Metamorphosis is an exercise in will of restructuring or shape shifting the mind. All attempts to reorganize the mind involve a duality between conditions as they are and the preferred condition. So it's how things are versus what I want. And that's how we're using our mind to create a better reality for ourselves when the whole entire construct of the mind understands the game that it's in. Meaning that the mind understands that your soul is holding the controller and you, the vessel, are the avatar. So when you understand and overstand yourself as the avatar and you think you have control, that's some funny shit. When the soul is like literally telling you what to do. And how do we know this to be true? Because everything that we do is more or less unconscious. Everything we do is unconscious. Meaning that if it was a level of conscious, you wouldn't be in the position that you're in today. You would change immediately, but you can't. So you need to restructure and change your mind. When you restructure and change your mind, then you gain access of not the vessel, but you become the soul. And then through the soul, you manipulate the vessel in how you see fit. So when we are understanding that we can alter ourselves, we can change ourselves to become a better person, not Mary J. Blige, take me as I am. No, that's not fair. You could change and become better. Usually, when you say somebody like, I want you to become better and do this better, they be like, all right, I can just leave. Ones in the chat, you ask your partner to be better, do something better. They be like, if you don't want me, just say that. I just feel like you talking about somebody else. No, I'm talking about you. I want you to change, do something different, because what you're doing is harmful. Thus, it is impossible to cultivate any virtue like spontaneity, joy, pious pride, grace, or omnipotence without involving oneself more conventionally, sorrow, guilt, sin, and impetus in the process. Religions are founded on the fallacy that one can or ought to have one without the other. High magic recognizes the dualistic conditions but does not care whether life is bittersweet or sweet and sour. Rather, it seeks to achieve an arbitrary perpetual perspective at will. So basically, what all of that is saying is that you can't say that I want a good relationship when there not a such thing as a good relationship, because it's always some bullshit in a relationship. But then you can't say once the bullshit come, I can't handle that, I'ma leave. You just said you wanted a relationship. Well, the relationship is a scale, it's bullshit and good shit, and they balance each other out. When you are the type of person that wants to leave a relationship when you are experiencing bullshit, that means that you are the problem. If you said, I don't want to be in this relationship, and your partner said, well, let's work it out, and you said, I don't want to work it out, you're the problem. Because in your mind, you're treating this relationship like a god. It should just be perfect. And if it ain't perfect, it's not for you. You're gonna find your perfect person, and you never gonna find that motherfucker. You gonna be 57 looking at what's the best looking crackhead I can get. You choosing the most handsomest crackhead at a certain point. All of our aunties did it once in the chat. Come to the family reunion with a handsome crackhead that fixed cars and shit. He done got his life together. That's the niggas that y'all gonna end up with. Y'all gonna be a cute old couple. Only problem is he used to smoke crack, but you don't do that shit no more. But all the times you had niggas that never would do crack, you let him go because he wasn't perfect. And you didn't look at the situation. So you doing love work for a relationship. You get a relationship and the nigga got flaws. At what point do you think you're going to attract a nigga with no flaws? Like, what is the logic behind that? At what point you think you're going to just wake up into a reality where it's all just fun and good? You just at an amusement park, you just spending money. Like this shit is like motherfuckers just want to spend money. Like my kids just want me to just take them places and just blow cash. It's like, bro, you know how hard I had to work for this goddamn $20? Like, selling ass is too far, but that step right before selling ass, that's where I be at most of the time. Like my morals won't let me sell ass, but because I got boys, I'm not selling ass. But whatever it is right before that, like that's a boundary. Like I gotta work hard for this shit. You feel me? Chick be like, let's go to a restaurant. You don't never take me out, girl. That costs money. Throw something on it, my guy. Put five on it. Motherfuckers be smoking the weed like it just you grew it organically. Like, no. I went to the dispensary and paid cold hard cash or this. You got five on it? You remember that Looney song? Everything costs. Everything is money. And when we are just learning about this life, Shit, it's hard, but it's hard, but the hard come with the good. You don't get the good without the bad or the hard. You don't get the easy without the hard. You don't get the soft without the hard. I mean, I'm not talking about drugs. Don't hit me. Like I heard on the live hood, you said you got the soft and the hard. Is that true? No, it's not true. Don't have it. Any state of mind arbitrarily be chosen as an objective for transmutation, but there is a specific virtue to the ones given. The first is an antidote to imbalance and possible madness of the magical trance. The second is specific against obsession with the magical practices. In the third section, they are laughter and non attachment or disinterest. Attaining these states of mind is accomplished by a process of ongoing meditation. One tries to enter into the spirit of the condition whenever possible and to think about the desired result at other times. By this method, a strong new mental habit can be established. So consider laughter. It is the highest emotion. So this has been a big story. This article is dropped June 13th, 2024. People have been talking about this. Why? Your kids come into the room with a joke right now. You would tell them, shut the hell up, get out your face right now. Let's keep it real. Mommy, you want to hear a joke? No, I don't want to hear no damn joke. Get the fuck out of my face. I'm trying to goddamn listen to the Hood Mystic. Why do these young boys got all the clout? That is my question for y'all. That's some funny shit. Bro said, I be laughing at myself trying to make my life harder than it should be. Nigga trying to have a hard life. Nigga done had a hard life. Shit get a little easier because it's a hard life. He'd be like, God, what's the haps? This shit need to be harder. Relax. Bring understand it from these young men. It's very interesting this year, 2024. I ain't never seen no list like this before. Sure, it have been a list like this before, but I've never seen a list like this before. And it used to be the top rappers of the top 30 under 30 and things of that nature. Now we're at a point in time where it is the top funniest people online. Why? Why do these dudes got all the clout? Read this article. It's on Complex from Drewski, Funny Marco, Kai Cenat, this, that, and the third. Because laughter is the highest emotion, meaning that the spirits are laughing. Can you find joy within yourself? What does laughter contain? Laughter contains ecstasy to grief. Ecstasy to grief sounds like a psychedelic experience. You go from a wave of deep ecstasy to really just grieving over all of the pain that you've experienced over life. And the reality of all the pain is like Yala said, it's what we give to ourselves. It's the mindsets that we give to ourselves. And you gotta like RIP that shit. You gotta let it go. You gotta become hollow, consecrated. Because what you are holding on to is grief. So you got to actually metamorphosize these energies through laughter. It has no opposite. You can't go into psychedelic trance and start crying. Nobody gives a fuck, and you fucking up the vibes. You haven't been developed. You haven't been challenged, and you're afraid of that. But laugh at the challenge. Laugh at it all, because when you start to work towards what you actually want, you ain't gonna be sad. You're gonna feel good. But since you don't work towards what you want, you're gonna be crying, hoping that somebody helps you, and ain't nobody coming to help your ass. Crying, and motherfucking spiritual people gonna say it's so good to cry, let it all out, cry, cry. Have you been feeling crying today? What is the spirit saying about that? They laughing at your dumb ass. These niggas don't give a fuck what's going on in your life. You either gonna be on the frequency or you gonna be off the frequency. Spirits don't gotta promote themselves to you. They don't need you. They all just reach a particular frequency. Like once you transition and all of those emotions that you carry within the vessel, they can't really come through in the other side because it all just dissipates into the air as energy, nothingness. So all the shit you worried about your whole entire life, all of the times you was worrying about what was going on at work and not having no money, once you transition, all that shit is gone and all that's left is a bunch of niggas laughing. The magic is being able to laugh now, but laugh based upon the energies of the soul, the realities of the soul. So crying is merely an underdeveloped form of which it cleanses the eyes and summons assistance to infants. Laughter is the only tenable attitude in the universe, which is a joke played upon itself. The trick is to see the joke played out even on the neutral and ghastly events which surround one. It is not for us to question the universe's apparent lack of taste. Seek the emotion of laughter at once delights and muses. Seek it in whatever is neutral or meaningless. Seek it even when what is horrific and revolting. Though it may be forced at first, one can learn to smile inwardly at all things. And this is going to lead into your finances. This is going to lead into your breakthroughs, right? When we look at the first deacon of Gemini, the card of that deacon is the Eight of Swords, which is interference. And one of the things we want to watch out for is wasting our attention on small things which are not important. In the grand scheme of things, you have been through a whole bunch of these events that were so important only to be not important in this particular moment. So learn and take it one day at a time. Do a laughing ritual. Watch an old movie that's going to conjure up some laughter within yourself. But the idea of the energy is to smile and do things that's going to make other people smile. And if you could show up in your business, show up in your job to make people smile versus just hating to be there, hating to do what you are called to do, then this energy is going to block you, right? It's a deep spiritual truth that exists within all of us, and it requires us to be rare. It requires us to be uncommon. It requires us to be different. And if you want to tap into that rare energy within yourself, stop thinking that you common. Clear your mind of the beliefs that you LaQuisha Jenkins from 33rd Street. Just be nothing. Don't wish and want, and just allow the emptiness to be filled with the truth of your soul. I want to thank y'all for rocking with me this lovely morning as I set off to do some work. Got a lot of business to take care of. So this video actually went longer than I wanted to. But at the same time, click the links in the bio, join the mystery school, check out White Rabbit Psychedelics. I have an article on my Substack about the Great Awakening of 2024. I'm just suggesting everybody read that to really get in tune of what the energy is going to be from now and for the next 9 years or so. So with all of that being said, I hope that this video was enjoyable to you guys, and you took some nuggets from it, got some notes, and are able to enjoy life on life's terms today. Because man, you could be mad at the world, mad at what happens, but if something crazy happened today, just remember, laugh at it, right? Don't get into the energy of it. Laugh at whatever happens today, and what you will see is that you'll be on the right frequency. If somebody is trying to guilt trip you, make you feel crazy, make you feel upset by the word choices that they using, just simply tell them, prove to me that you're not the spirit that's trying to hold me back. Man, make sure you check out the links in the description. Make sure you check out Colombian Exchange. Everything is on sale, 15% off, no promo code needed. But beyond that, man, thank y'all for watching, tuning in, and tapping in. I'm the Hood Mystic with another video. This has been a daily energy reading. And if you watch this video, just understand that your energy is rare. Tune in and tap into that energy through the modality of laughter and creativity. Stop taking yourself so fucking serious. Let go and let God. And I'm out of here, man. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.
Your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer. Your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic.